1 year ago today, the disastrous pullout of troops and civilians in Afghanistan killed 13 Americans at the airport in Kabul. Joining me right now, retired U.S. Navy Special Operations Captain and current candidate for Virginia's 10th District Congressional seat, Hung Cao. Captain Cao, thank you so much for your service and welcome to the National Desk.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, Jan.
Let's talk first about this mission to pull out of Afghanistan. How did it go so wrong so fast, do you think?
Well, we had a plan to leave 2,500 special operations troops behind as a quick reaction force in case the Taliban had run over the Afghan National Defense Security Forces. And that plan was in place, but then when the Biden administration came in, they neither approved nor disapproved it. They just let it run out and just not let us keep those 2,500 people in there. And so then the hasty withdrawal caused this big void that the Taliban was able to capitalize on and overrun our positions.
And Captain Cao, you graduated from the Naval Academy and dedicated your life to serving the United States after escaping from occupied Vietnam in 1975. And this is shortly before the fall of Saigon. So you understand what the people trying to leave the airport that day were feeling when they were attempting to get out of the country. Can you just talk a little bit about your thoughts when you saw this, and also about the 13 heroes, service members whose lives were cut way too short?
Oh yeah, it's tragic. I mean, I was just there 6 months before that, training at the Abbey Gate, just making sure that our coalition and allied forces knew how to respond to a large vehicle IED, which is very similar to what happened with the suicide bomber. And to watch it unfold again was very painful to watch because we just trained that exact scenario. Now, watching mothers handing babies to Marines in desperation was very similar to what happened in Vietnam in 1975. My parents were so desperate to get us out, and my mom was sewing notes into our clothes and money and saying, "This is my son, please take care of him in case we get separated." They were also desperate because they were afraid the American forces wouldn't take all 5 of their children. Who do you leave behind? And and who do we leave them with, and how did you come back and get them later on? And that's the desperation you see in war. And so, just watching that unravel all over again was just so hard to see. And you saw that in 2010 when President Biden, as the vice president, failed to negotiate the status force agreement, which caused Iraq to fall, and then ISIS came about. And then go back to 1975 when he voted one of his first votes in Senate was to defund helping the South Vietnamese army. In fact, he even said, "We have no moral obligation to pull out 1 or 100,001 Vietnamese." And so this has been a pretty personal fight for me as well.
And what has the Biden administration done to hold al-Qaeda or even the Taliban accountable for this attack? And what do you think they should do?
Oh, they've done absolutely nothing. I mean, they handed the list of all the informants and all the people that helped us to the Taliban. And so it's just like, oh, thanks for this hit list. So guys like myself, we linked up with some of the nonprofits, and we smuggled people out. So my group brought out 162 people since September 1st. I know other groups have brought in thousands of people, and there's still a lot more patriots who want to help our allies. We keep our word because our word is our bond. And some of these politicians like Joe Biden don't know what their word means or what an oath of office is.
You said you were in Afghanistan 6 months before this happened at the airport there in Kabul. I'm just curious, how does it make you feel knowing you were there? Does it make you feel like some of your service that you did for our country, has it gone in vain? And when you see something like this happen, how do you continue to encourage other service members and other soldiers and so that they continue to keep that patriotic spirit?
Oh, I know. It's very hard because you wonder to yourself, what was it all for? One of the last guys I lost in Afghanistan was a Green Beret, and why did he have to die? And then when you have family members saying, one of the Gold Star children saying, "Mr. Cao, when you get into office, please promise me that you'll hold the banks and the Iranians responsible for taking away my father accountable." And so we do have hope. This is the greatest country in the world. I mean, we've overcome such amazing just adversity, and it's the strength of our people and the spirit of America that's going to carry us forward. And for the Afghan people, they've had 20 years of tasting and feeling what freedom is. And so that's really the the hope that I bring forward.
And speaking of that hope, do you actually see a future for Afghanistan without the Taliban? And how would you advise the president at this point moving forward? What can be done now?
Well, it's just been, it's very difficult. I'm telling you right now, if it was easy, it would have been done by now. I mean, we've gone back 20 years, and we're back to where we are today. I mean, there's the Taliban, it's unable to maintain security. A big bomb just went off in a mosque, killing thousands, hundreds of people. They also don't know how to control the people. I mean, it's got to be the will of the people to step up and say, no, we knew what freedom is, and this is what we want.
Captain Hung Cao, we appreciate you joining us this morning. Again, thank you for your service to our country. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Jan.
Thank you.